Hi everyone and welcome to this video. In this video I will be making a dress for Christmas. It is not a typical Christmas dress, so it won't be red and it won't have the white fluffy fur. But every year almost every year I buy a new dress to wear for the Christmas dinner. But I thought, why shouldn't I make it this year? And I had a few ideas, but I did not know what to make exactly. There were maybe three things I had in mind. First up, it needed to be a dress. That's the first thing. Second, I thought of a dark red color or a darker purple color. So I asked some people what they would like more for the dress, and I also thought to myself, well, purple is my favorite color, so well, most of people also said purple, so that's what I was going to do. At least that's something I was planning to do. So here's the thing. I ordered some fabric online, and normally I order a little sample of the fabric so I know what the texture is like and if the color is correct and everything. That is something I did not do this time. So I'm already going to foreshadow a bit. Um, Also, what I do like to mention, I already made a dress. The dress is already done. My intentions weren't quite clear on what I wanted to do. I thought at least I was going to make some YouTube shorts for it, but I did not know if I wanted to make a full video for it, so I never made an intro. So that's why it is this late of an intro after the dress is all done. Then there's this other thing. I started the dress pretty early on, so yeah, I hope the camera shots are going to be kind of okay for the full video, but I have no clue at how I will edit this, and I probably will do some voiceovers. As I said, I ordered some purple fabric. The fabric that I got, I will show you on camera. Okay. So I ordered the fabric. Online it looked pretty beautiful and like it was the right color. So this was the fabric, or well, is the fabric, and I ordered, I think, 2 meters, maybe 2.5, because I don't. At that point that I ordered the fabric, I did not know what kind of dress I wanted to make. So I thought better safe than sorry, I guess. I will give you a closer look to the fabric. I do not know how much of that was very visible and everything, because the color was slightly lighter than what it is in real life, because I've got a lamp right over there, so it was close to the light. But the color itself is pretty nice. As you saw, it has some stripes in the fabric itself. You cannot really feel the stripes. The problem I was having is the fabric was too thin. It is really, really, really thin. And that, of course, I did not know before I ordered it, because I never ordered a sample because sometimes I'm stupid. But I made a pattern. Well, I did not make the pattern. The pattern was a commercial pattern out of a magazine. And if I have a picture of it, this is the pattern I used. So this is the dress. And I had the pattern pieces, and I thought, well, I knew already that the fabric felt a bit flowy and a bit slippery. The fabric was very slippery, so I thought I will see how it will work out, and if it will not work out, I will figure it out. So I cut out all the bodice pieces, but then I try to sew it, and I must say I do not have the best sewing machine, so maybe that was also a problem, or maybe I was using the wrong needle, because the needle I am using currently is a universal needle, and I still must buy some more because that's the only type of needle I have in this house, at least. So that wasn't working, and not only was it too thin, because of the thinness it was also very see-through. So I thought, well, then I'm just going to line it, and I thought, oh, I can line it with the same fabric, so that won't be a problem, because I also had enough, because I ordered a little bit too much, but it didn't work. So I knew this isn't going to work for me, and since I did not really know at the time how long a dress is going to take me and what I want to, well, adjust it or um, make it a bit of my own, not as with the pattern itself, because the pattern itself is still going to be the same as the commercial pattern itself, but I wanted to make it a bit more like it is really my own dress and not just a dress out of a commercial pattern. So I didn't know how long it was going to take, and that so I started pretty early on, and I was a bit stressed out because I thought, well, I need to have it done in time, and if you don't know how much time it will cost you, then of course you're going to start pretty soon. And I stressed out about this not being the right fabric for this dress. I am sure I can use this for something else. I have just no clue for what I will be using it in the future, but I will let you know if I have any ideas, and if you guys have any suggestions, please let me know down in the comments. What was I going to do? The problem was I do not have the fabric, I only have the pattern, and in my head I had too little time. So what was I going to do? And I had a few options. I could order another fabric, also a purple one, because I saw another one, and then I was like, well, maybe I do need to order a sample, but then there's a few more days of shipping, and if it is the correct one and you need to order that fabric specifically, then, well, if I was going to order that specific fabric, then there were another few more days before the shipping has arrived here, and that was option number one. Option number two is just order another purple fabric, which I also liked because I saw, of course, multiple purple fabrics, and I chose the wrong one, but maybe the other one was a correct one and the color was quite the same, but the other one was slightly more expensive, and I wish I had bought the more expensive one right now, but I cannot undo everything. So that was another option, but I did not feel very secure about that because I already made a mistake by just ordering some fabric without a sample and hoping it was going to be okay, and that didn't work out. So I did not really want to make the same mistake again. The other option was to look in my fabric stash what I do have, because I know I have some little gems in there, but I was hoping my little gems were enough for an entire dress, and the one I was hoping for wasn't enough. I can make a cute little top or maybe a skirt out of it or something else, but it wasn't enough for an entire dress. So that was option number three. Option number four was to go to my parents' house and ask my mom if I can look in her fabric stash. So then everything Okay, we started the day after because it was evening when I figured out I need another fabric. Of course, I cannot make my own decisions because decision making is very hard. So I asked my boyfriend, what should I do? What is the most logical and inexpensive because I already ordered some fabric. And he said, first off, look in your own stash what you do have. And if you don't have anything nice in your fabric stash what you want to use for a dress for Christmas, then we look at all the other options and choose from there on. And I thought I can always give it a try. I wasn't sure if I had all of my own fabrics in this house because we just moved here a few months ago. Yeah, so I went looking and I don't know how, I don't know why, I don't know when. I had a nice stretchy plain black fabric which was more than enough for a dress. At first I wasn't sure if it was enough, but then I looked at the pattern pieces and I thought, well, I can at least try, and otherwise I have a cute top or a cute skirt. So that was what I was going to use because, I mean, black is pretty a simple color and you can spice it up the way you want to spice it up. So yeah, that's what I used, and I personally think the dress turned out beautiful. My opinion on it is that it's a pretty simple dress because it honestly looks a bit too much like the commercial pattern, and I already knew that was going to happen because I wasn't adjusting the pattern. But I don't want it to be boring, you know? So I wanted to spice it up with some beads, and I had no clue how I wanted to spice it up or what color I needed to use. So yeah, I will show you everything in the other clips I already filmed, and I will do a voiceover so you know what I was doing exactly and why I made some choices I made. And I hope you enjoyed this video.
This is the dress that I wanted to make out of the commercial pattern, and here it is with also the little pattern pieces laid out onto the paper. So I traced all of it out of this sheet. I laid those two bodice pieces out, and you needed to make a dart, so I was thinking to myself, oh, how am I going to connect everything? So that was what I was thinking over here, and then I cut all the bodice pieces out again because this is the black fabric I used, and before that was the purple fabric, which didn't work. So here are all the pieces, and I pinned it down this way so it wasn't too bulky because it was a round seam. I do not have an overlocker, so I used a zigzag stitch on the top of the bodice so it wouldn't be too bulky as I flipped it inside out and sewed across the line again. This is the entire bodice without the straps, and some petals are shorter than the others because I used a French seam on the inside. So this is the strap that I made. I did shorten it a bit because I'm just a small girl, and I ironed it because I wanted to be nice and clean looking. Of course, I needed two of them, and they were a little bit round, and I left one side open. So this is the skirt panel. Here I was still deciding on what color of beads I wanted to use. And from there on, I jumped onto the hem of the skirt because I have no clue why I didn't film the rest of the skirt. So this is the hem. My little girl was on my shoulder back then, and she jumped onto it. The iron was cold and unplugged, so there wasn't any danger for her. I attached the skirt onto the bodice, and I was using a zigzag stitch, and that little thing was sticking out a bit, and I thought, oh well, maybe it will be a nice pointy thing, but later on I discovered it wasn't going to be a nice pointy thing. After I have sewn across this line, then I turn it down a bit, flipped it inside out, and pinned it again and sewed the same line. So here is the dress without the zipper still. I chose dark blue beads, but they weren't going through my needle, or my needle wasn't going through them. So I switched back to the pearls which were in there and attached them as a sort of separate sleeve kind of thing. So here it was. You can wear it like loosely like this, or you can hang it over your arm. Last but not least is the invisible zipper. So I made a kind of basting stitch with a zigzag stitch on the outside of the zipper, and then I just needed to press open the spiral of the zipper and stitch it straight down and very close to it. So that was what I was doing over here, and it didn't turn out perfectly, but this was also my, I think, third zipper in my entire life, so I was pretty proud of how it will turn out. And of course the zipper is in some places a little bit wobbly.
I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will be wearing this dress for Christmas, so maybe there will be some photos taken then, and I will later on post them on my Instagram at doitjanine if you are curious. Also, some things I would like to share on the dress itself. There are a few things that I am not very happy about, and of course, there are also things that I am happy about. So, I would like to share those with you. First of all, the straps are a little bit too long. When I move around like a normal human being, then they can fall off. They're not that long that they automatically fall off every 5 minutes or something. But for the next time I will be making such a dress with those kind of straps, I will be making them even shorter than I already did. So that is something to remind myself of. The second thing that bothered me a little bit, well, it bothered me a little bit more than just a little bit. The pearls, I really liked the pearls, and I do think they are a good addition to this dress, also because this dress is only a black fabric and I did want to sparkle it up, and unfortunately those beads I wanted to use, I did not get to use them, so that was a little bit sad. Maybe in the future I will try a project where I can find some beads that will go through a needle, or the needle will go through the bead. So that will be fun to do as well. But I think that they, well, they spice it up a little bit more. So it's not just a normal black dress which you can just wear in summer. So that is something I really liked. But the sad thing about the pearls is that I sew them on just on a normal regular thread and not with some elastic thread, which I should have used, because when I am wearing them around my arms as I originally intended to, then I cannot move my arms normally. So when I do that, I am really afraid that it is going to snap, and that would be not only sad but also very awkward if I am in a social social environment when I wear this dress. So that is something I don't want to happen. But of course, I can always wear them under my arms, and I do like the look of it. And well, now I'm thinking, should have did I need to add some more pearls? But also for now it's fine to me, and I will obviously wear this with Christmas and I will wear it with pride. But the fitting is also not something which is perfect. The top fits me like a glove, but on my hips it is a little bit too big because I am very small. So that is something that I do not like about this dress, and it is entirely my own fault because I never made a mock-up for it. So maybe I should do that in the future, but I'm also a little bit lazy, so I don't know if I will, but maybe. And if I am going to use this pattern for something else, then I obviously know, like, oh, I need to adjust it a little bit on my hips. And the last thing I wanted to adjust, what I did not really like, is where the top ends and the skirt starts. Uh, like the pattern had seam allowance in it, but I used a French seam on the inside, so yeah, it took a little bit more fabric, and then it is obviously going to be a little bit shorter on the top, and skirt is going to be higher up, and that is something I also should have thought of before I got the fabric. But well, it is what it is, and I don't want to change that anymore because it is already too far gone. So yeah, those are the things I didn't like very much. And this is, well, maybe the first time, or maybe in my past I wore a dress with this length, and I don't know how it fits me. It is still, well, it's not really normal for me to wear a dress that is below my knees because I am a very short person, and then I like to have a skirt or a dress to sit above my knees so I don't look as short as I am, because that's what it makes me feel like I'm very short. So I do not know how I feel about that yet, but I will, well, maybe if I wear it, it will automatically feel normal to me. So maybe I should do that more often. And yeah, what I did not film, very important. I also put a little clip-on thing on the back above the zipper. That is something that I did not film because I forgot about it until right before the reveal shoot. So whoops. I hope you all like this dress as much as I did, and remember, here we do it ourselves. And I hope you all have a very, very good Christmas. Bye everyone!